We're not muted anymore.
Oh god, that's a terrible idea. You should put me on mute at least.
I shouldn't do that. Oh, I should do that. If I'm putting you on mute, I've got to put all of us on mute because there's like no filter here. But that's all right, because welcome to the game won't play itself. We're live. There are actually people on screens. Cool. We did it. We did it, guys. We did it. High five. High five. High fives all around. High fives. We did it. That makes me happy.
I should not wear these because they're
You're a cool dude, Hurgleman.
There we go.
What? Sure,
we'll go with what you said and not what just happened.
We're not making this the sunglass pod the show. I technically can't wear these because then I can't see any of our controls.
It's fine. I shouldn't wear these because they'll just reflect. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm playing WildStar while we're doing.
What if I told you? You take the red logo, and everything goes back to normal. You take the blue logo, and you can see how far down the rabbit hole this actually goes.
Not very far. We're not very.
There's not much depth here. I wish there was, but
it's actually more just kind of like a little tiny. When you stick a shovel in the ground and then you have to get it back up, but you just kind of dig a little bit.
You hit the frost layer, and it's like just after one thing, you're like, nah, I'm good. It's
really just a deep footprint.
Yeah, not even a deep footprint, but like you got a little bit of mud on the asphalt, and you step into it, and
yeah.
What are you lunatics babbling about?
This is
the depth of the rabbit hole.
Oh.
Yeah.
We are trying to define what the rabbit hole is for the Game Won't Play Itself
podcast. It's like
podcast.
a footprint, really.
Yeah. But we did it, guys.
If you're walking on dirt and like you're wearing like a heeled boot, just a heel print. That's really it.
That's it.
Yeah.
We have defined the podcast as a heel print.
Can that be our new logo?
I don't know. I gotta talk to my graphic designer. See if you can make that happen.
The game won't play itself. Shallow as a teaspoon.
That's being generous here.
The game won't. Though the game won't play itself. We're shallow, but at least we tell you. We're up front.
We're not gonna mask it at all.
No. There's no point.
We should do our intro thing now.
Yeah.
Now that we're rambling. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Game Won't Play Itself. We have your usual host here, Spike, a.k.a. James.
Hi, everybody.
We have your not-so-usual host here, me, the Hurgleman. And we have our special guest, Keith.
Mr. Keith Dunn-Fernández. Maybe with
Fernandez.
Fernandez.
I knew I would screw it up myself, so I didn't say it.
I messed it up too, so don't worry
There
about
are
it.
only two people with that last name. The two people who used to be Dunn, and the other one was Fernandez, and then we got married. You see how that works?
And then...
Indeed.
And now it's Dunn-Fernández. Hello! The game won't play itself, peoples. And James and Hurg.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Take it. Good enough.
Yeah, it's functional.
Yeah. I've been called worse.
Yup. You sure have.
by even the people that we have in this current freaking chat. But anyways, guys, obviously Will's not here. He's at EGX, doing whatever EGX is and does and stuff. So he'll talk about that next week, I'm pretty sure. I'll be here, probably just go, Will, tell us about EGX. And that'll be that. But yeah.
And that'll be the podcast.
The whole thing. Yep.
Whole thing. Will just talking about EGX and me just smiling.
I'll be there too. I probably not. I have no idea what's going on
If
here.
you want, you just gotta tell me. I don't know. He may have.
He's gonna drag me in here sometimes. I don't know what's going on.
I usually get the podcast started 5 minutes before we actually go live. I will usually get Chris to come on 2 minutes before we go live. Or even while we're during the show. Chris, we're live. We've been live for half an hour. Welcome to the podcast. You're here.
I mean, the last time I tried to come on, I was LARPing, so I was literally up in the middle of nowhere with no cell service or anything. So I was trying to come in, but it
didn't work out. We got the weather report from you though.
Yeah,
you definitely joined it with a weather report.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I
tried to provide a helicopter sound.
Give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
6 out of 10.
That's a generous offer there.
So, this is a gaming podcast, I think. We talk about games and stuff. So let's talk about games.
Okay.
And
stuff. So, who wants to start? I'm not. I'm the host. I get to pick somebody at random.
James, why don't you tell us about your gaming experience?
My gaming experience? Oh, we're going to... Chris, I don't want to get that much hate mail just yet. What we'll do, actually, if you'd like, I will record that with you on a B-side, not on a Twitch stream, that I will allow you to release on your own channel if you'd like. I will just remove everything that is Tig Whippy, and it'll just be us talking about that. Unless it comes up tonight.
I mean this week. Like, what have you done this week?
Rise of Iron.
Okay.
Destiny.
Okay.
First-person shooter shooting things.
Yep.
Yeah. Got my Gallarhorn again. So happy about that. Or Yallarhorn, or however you say it. Yeah, so Rise of Iron came out. So that's been my time. I'm kind of going through the MMO rotation, which is WoW to Destiny, WoW and Destiny, Destiny and WoW. That's kind of been my life. I didn't actually play any video games last night because I felt like being a normal human being and like doing normal human things and not sitting in front of a computer going...
what's a normal human thing?
I don't know. I went out with a friend of mine, met up with my girlfriend, watched a movie with her.
You left the house?
Yes. I left the house for more than 30 minutes.
That's insane.
I know. And it wasn't for work either.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
All right. I want you to know that here at Tig Whippies, you can talk about anything with us, except for not gaming.
Except for not gaming. We don't care about your normal life as long as it runs. You don't have a life. You're just playing a video game. Streamer! Why are you playing games, streamer? Streamer! I actually even streamed like the story missions for Rise of Iron 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I talked to myself for an hour.
That's how mine go. Yep.
That's fine. Just move it on to YouTube. It's fine. I mean,
speaking of, I'm going to go host us because I totally forgot I have a channel.
It's fine. I did it during the middle of work today. I just took my cell phone out. I was like, "Oh, Chris went live. Remember password? Host him." They're like, "What are you doing?" Don't worry. I'm like, "It's all right. I just had to check my email on my phone." What? Was that somebody talking about programming? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Is that how we do it? Is it /host Tig Whippy?
Yeah. And it's on your chat channel.
Oh, right. There is an S in it.
Yeah.
There we go.
There's the host. And there's...
Hey! You get my watcher.
Yay! Everybody clap. So, Rise of Iron. It's good. It's more Destiny. I think they just released the raid today. I don't have a clan or anybody that I can play with for raids yet, nor am I ready for it because I don't stream this game 24/7 and don't have the gear for it. But all in good time. All in good time. As for WoW, I've gotten raid ready in that. Ready to go with that. I still am enjoying it, especially because when I'm playing Destiny, I can take the Legion app and still have my followers and stuff mined for me. So I can still be playing WoW while streaming Destiny. So, video game inception.
Good old multitasks.
Good old multitasking.
That's way too much. I couldn't do that.
I mean, you've got...
I can't even say it.
You've got Chris who's like streaming and playing playing WildStar. In some cases, when I'm actually streaming on my PC, I'm streaming while finishing editing a video while another video is going up on YouTube. Hey, Monolith, how's it going? Good to see you.
I'm gonna actually look at our chat for the first time ever.
First time ever? We have a chat. Yeah, we have a chat. I'm staring at it.
Yeah, no, I'm just opening it up.
How are you doing, Mono? Good? Bad?
I'm usually the one addressing the chat.
Usually you are the one addressing the chat.
When I'm on, James is just like, it's my chance to not have to pay attention.
But yeah, it's good. It's going. Hey, I understand. Hey, it's Friday though, right? Or Saturday, depending on what time zone you're in. But it's the weekend. We all get to at least enjoy that. And I've got the weekend off, so there will be a lot of video games to be played.
I don't know if I'm gonna make my weekend to be off or not. I kind of want more dollars.
You need the monies, the paper.
Yeah, I need papers.
You need papers.
I need.
My work from home is 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
How does that work, by the way? I've always been intrigued.
I've been at the same job for 13 years, and I was like, I don't want to come to this office anymore. Why don't I do this at home? So I do it at home now. That's all.
Yeah, that's almost how happened with me. So my work was very tech oriented, and for a long time I was able to pretty much do. I was supposed to pretty much do anything via TeamViewer to begin with. So like 2/3 of the time I was using TeamViewer, so it's just like, I'm just not gonna show up. I'm just gonna do it from home because it's the same thing. I'm not gonna drive an hour and a half across the state to deal with your thing. So yeah.
Is the hardware blown out? No? Okay, I can fix it. Does it have an internet connection? Okay, I can fix it.
More or less, yeah.
We have these things for a reason. I see, like, the problem with me is that if I had a job that I'd work from home and I had to do something like that and I actually had to go out, just be like, okay, great. Now you hang up and be like, okay, I gotta go on site. Gotta put pants on.
More or less. It's very accurate to that. That's not an understatement that's not a falsified statement. It's not. It's very, very true.
Had to put pants on. Trust me, I am a huge believer in days when you actually don't have to put pants on. Those are the best days.
True.
You wake up, just, I'm good. I got nothing to do today.
Just a fair warning, there are puppies, to the chat, excuse me, to our chat, mostly, there are puppies.
There are corgis.
Yeah, there's 2 corgs here today, so they may show up, they may not.
Hey, if we get those, they'll probably give us more views.
It's true.
We should get a corgi cam for you.
I do have a corgi cam. We can't use it in Skype, because, I might be able to use it in Skype if I could make some weird...
It's fine.
Jerry-rig... What's it?
When Discord comes out with the cool stuff, we'll do it then, because Discord does video calls soon.
It's true. I'm excited. That is a news development. That's something.
Do that.
Discord is working on doing video stuff too. Also, if you haven't seen, you know what? I'm gonna throw my thing in here. While I'm grabbing my link, James, would you be so kind as to open up my accessibility to launch links at people?
I think you have that.
I have no idea if I have that or not. I mean, I know I'm in something.
Just try it. Just throw a link in there and see if it has. I don't have any blockers on, so you should be able to.
Damn, that's not. Oh, I don't know what that is. Don't click that. Oh no! Oh, go ahead and click that. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's not weird or anything.
It is weird, but it's fun.
It's just like a weird, as in like I'm gonna get a virus and need to have my pop-up blockers on. Weird, or
no, it's weird. You'll get a chuckle out of it.
Okay, weird. I'll get a chuckle out of it. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, give me a sec here. I just exit out of like dashboards and stuff.
I hit the wrong button. I did the thing where I tried to copy it manually and then it didn't work.
Control C, Control V.
Yeah. Discord has a button for it, so it's. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Yeah, there's a link to my Discord chat. I'm currently not in it, so I can't hear you right now, but I swing by there fairly frequently and also use that for my streamy streams. So if you ever see mine going up and wish to tune in, feel free. But enough self-plugging. What else do we usually talk about here? Other news in the game.
Space. Game space.
Space.
Call of Duty's recent trailer actually has more dislikes than likes now.
I don't know if it's about time moment or a that's surprising moment.
It's like a 4 games too late kind of moment.
Yeah.
Cause, I mean, I guess I'm gonna open up this rabbit hole here. I've looked at the gameplay for Call of Duty, and I've looked at the gameplay for Battlefield, personally, and it just looks boring. And you get a timeout.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
I'm looking on my iPad.
Yeah, you get a timeout, Craig. Thank you for the input, but you get a timeout. I looked at it. It looks more of the same. I mean, I know it's like they're adding gadgets and stuff, but it just one's going to
more gadgets to the same thing.
Yeah, it almost feels like DLC to the same game. Like, why? What could this have just been DLC to all the other Call of Duties? Like,
nope, they can't sell that for $60-$70.
They could
and make maps for like $50 more.
I mean, they could.
They could, but then no one would buy it. Oh, my nose is so itchy. I hate it. Ah. I don't even know if I'm off camera or not.
It is. You're off camera, but it doesn't look good. And I know that there's a ton of people who have a following for that, and they really do enjoy it. And if you like it, you want to spend your $60 on it. Hey, I'm the guy who plays World of Warcraft and will play $15 a month and drop $35-$40 on a new expansion. But that's me.
I'm the guy who burns like $20 on a free-to-play game and play it for like, a day.
Hey, I definitely could use those diamonds. They definitely could help out.
Yep.
But it just doesn't look good.
Maybe next month. Maybe next month they'll help out when I, come back to it and go, you know what, that was kind of fun.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that for a time. But yeah, my week has been Rise of Iron and Destiny, and WoW. That's all I've been playing. I've actually have some videos that I will be putting up, and I should probably be focusing on getting back to Deus Ex soon, because I have that playthrough that I'm still working on. So that Will can actually start talking to me about the game, and I just don't have to do this every single time he talks about it. So I can't hear anything. But that's me. Chris, you haven't been on the show in a while. Why don't you give us a little bit of a recap?
All right, so... Ladies and gentlemen, the last time you saw me, I was in the process of going to a live-action roleplay event, where you actually become the character. In this case, I was actually working it, so it was kind of not really me being my character. I ended up being a rat who was on fire. And the town killed me, revived me, cast a spell to speak to me, and then proceeded to teach me how to read, and gave me a book on how to heal.
Okay. Question, what level is the intelligence of your rat?
Not very high, but enough to understand how to go get food, and how to get food in a more consistent manner.
Okay.
So, they gave me food and then taught me how to heal. So, taught me how to read so I can go learn how to heal. And then I'm hoping that next time I'm, there as an NPC, they're going to let me be that rat again and come in and heal people in the town, whether they need it or not.
Just play the healing rat?
Yep.
The rat cleric?
Yep.
Now, is this based off a certain system, or is it a homebrew?
It's technically a homebrew.
Okay.
So, I've found that pretty much the way LARPing and tabletop gaming works are a little different. Um, namely, you don't really use numbers in LARPing.
Right.
I mean, some places do, but this particular place doesn't. It's if you get hit with something, it's always 1 damage unless it's specified in a shout. And that's only spells that specify that. For the most part, everything else is a different skill. It modifies the way you interact with stuff. So, like, maim prevents you from using the limb that gets maimed. Paralysis paralyzes you. Knockback knocks you back 10 feet. Knock down means you have to get down, lay flat on your back on the ground, and then you can get back up. So however long it takes you to do that, you're totally vulnerable. And then every time you get hit with a weapon, that's 1 damage. Like, that's what that is.
Is it like the specific, like 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage? Or is there like...
Yes, it's like 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. And when you're down to your final HP, you can only be killed by a shot to the chest.
Okay.
So it's
Not
like,
a
even
shot
for
to
new
the
players.
booty.
Not a shot to the booty, because the booty's in the bikini zone. If you get hit in the bikini zone, it don't matter.
That's a no-go zone.
That's a no-go zone.
That's boring.
Well, it's mostly to
No, I'm kidding. I was
discourage nut shots.
Keith is into other type of live-action role-playing. And
I'll see you at the next event.
25 minutes in. Thank you. 25 minutes in before we finally we went there.
Oh, hey. Hello, M. No booty shots. Booty shots do sometimes happen. It's kind of inevitable. If you're swinging at someone's back and they turn or like jump or anything that gets their booty prominently in your face while you're attacking them, there will be booty shots.
See, I'm just
for the most part,
I'm just getting this mental image of just like any anime when like the schoolgirl accidentally gets hit in the booty and just goes, oh, and it's just like just hardcore like a live action role playing guy like I'm an orc, whack, oh.
They also encourage you to play to your body type a little bit too. So like elves, they don't like short people being elves. They don't like tall people being dwarves. If you can find a way to kind of mask that, like the keg boots this one guy did.
Keg boots.
Yeah, there was a guy who was trying to LARP as a dwarf, but he was too tall, and he knew he was too tall. So what he did was he made a shoe covering that covered like up to mid calf, and then extended that out as a keg. And then on his knee, like surrounding his knee, was a shoe with a strap over it, so he had kegs strapped to his feet.
To make himself appear taller.
Yes.
Yet he was a dwarf.
Yeah, he was a dwarf, and very obviously short, according to the costuming. It was brilliant. I thought that was absolutely genius.
If you can convince your play like that's rule 1 of role playing, right? I'm willing to let you do this. You just have to justify to me why you can do this.
Exactly. So it was really interesting. The town. The town is called Elderwood, and at the time I showed up, it was like at the end of a major story arc.
Okay.
Where the realm of, I think it was Shadow. Yeah, the realm of Shadow was seeping into the world, and the town had to close all of the gates to the realm of Shadow. So everything was Shadow. Everything was Shadow all the time. During the day, it was shadow-tainted creatures and stuff. During the night, it was just straight-up shadows. And at night, with shadows, it's terrifying. You can just be walking, and then all of a sudden, a swarm of black figures just seep from the darkness. And you can't see them, because it's out in the middle of the woods. It's pitch black out there. The only lights you're allowed are any form of lantern you can carry that look like an old-school lantern, or glow sticks from the light spell. So it's dark.
That sounds really cool, though.
Oh, it's so cool. We were really short-staffed, and we almost destroyed the town because the shadows were too strong. we were told by the event runners, dial it back. Like just don't pull back a bit. Just do a thing. Okay, so next time you're here in Connecticut, we'll see if you can stop by for a week, and then at the end of the week we'll go for a weekend LARP, and I can bring you to this one. It'll be awesome. We'll grab as many people who want to go, but it's so much fun. It is worth it. As you were asking,
I was gonna say I keep the only experience I've had with LARPing. It wasn't even a LARP that I did, and once again, this could be me being jaded by it. But I was at UConn going to school, and there was a Vampire the Masquerade LARP.
Oh, those are really dumb. If you use a tabletop system, you're probably not going to have that much fun.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it was like I think it was because I've played Vampire as a tabletop RPG, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah, tabletop doesn't translate into interpersonal interaction. You become kind of obsessed with the rules, and the rules become way more important because you are physically doing the things. Whereas if you have a system that's built around having to physically do the things, it's already engineered for you to do that. You don't have to worry so much about the nitty-gritty of it.
Right. I think it was just an excuse for people who wanted to dress up like goths and find places in the woods where they could smoke weed and drink wine.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it sounds like to me, but like they should just do that.
Yeah. But we're vampires, which makes it cool. Because we're vampires.
You can still do that. That's fine.
Yeah, no, it was.
It's cool. Don't worry about it.
It's cool. It's cool, dude. You like the vampires, do you?
Oh my god, it was hilarious. Oh yeah, Heather would be our healer.
Well, we found the healer.
Heather's pretty much our dedicated healer.
In everything?
More or less.
In everything.
She likes being helpful. So like she'll go for healing as much as possible. Like,
so you stay in the back and just throw magic at me. It'll be good. I got this. Oh my god, my favorite moment of the entire thing was the main event, which was shutting these rifts, happened, and we were royally outnumbered. We are royally outnumbered. It was like 4 players per cast member. Okay.
So, and when you're actually fighting, that adds up real fast. If, of course, you aren't super OP. We were fighting around a forge.
Okay.
And there were these lanterns around. And the lanterns were supposed to keep the shadows at bay. However, just before the actual event happened, the director said, "Ignore the lanterns. You don't care anymore." So these people crowded around these lanterns and are like, one of the people, the 2 people, the main story people for the interaction had a quick bout. It was just, you're not allowed to come within 10 feet or so or something like that of the lantern. And the bout was, haha, your light doesn't affect us anymore. It was great. There was an NPC that was just roaming around shouting insults at the players, and we corralled all of the players into this tiny little forge area, and anytime we could, if someone stepped out from the wall of protection that everyone kept building, they had like I think 4 or 5 priests just forming walls of protection around the whole place, so they had layers and layers of defense against us. Someone stuck a toe out, we would instantly paralyze them and drag them out of the zone. It was amazing.
It sounds like a zombie movie.
It was more terrifying than that because we're intelligent.
Okay. So then to me, it sounds like the what's the name of the book? It's the Will Smith.
Oh, I Am Legend.
I Am Legend, but the book I Am Legend, where
Yeah.
the vampires are actually extremely intelligent and do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're not like societal, but like we understand basic hunting tactics.
Right.
So it was great. People were slowly trying to make their way back towards town because we were just pushing them back away. There was this one girl who was standing there, and when you're protecting yourself with magic, you have, I think it's like 1 minute per mana or 5 minutes per mana, but you have to be chanting whatever source, protect me where I stand. You can't move while doing that. So this girl's standing here chanting, spirits protect me where I stand, over and over again. So one shadow just like sneaks up, just like hissing, because that's what we do. We just go, ah. One just does that and just kind of looms over her. You can hear her get a little nervous, and a few of us catch on. So we had 6 of us. Out of the, like, 20 of us, 6 of us surround this poor girl, and she gets swallowed by shadows. None of the other players could see her anymore. And everyone's, like, demanding, where is this person? What's going on? Oh, so great.
I just imagine 28 days later, something in the attic playing. If you know that song, listen to it.
I think I do. I think I know which one that is. But like her chanting went from just like spirits protect me where I stand, spirits, to like frantic high pitch, spirits protect me where I stand. Just like trying to keep it going, just panicking. It was great. It was fantastic. We scared the ever living Jesus out of them. Besides that, I have been playing all sorts of things and also working on a few projects. As you guys may know,
yes,
I'm forming a game company soon. I think
Cool.
we're on a hovering date for October 1st.
Okay.
That date may change. We may move in sooner. We may be a little later. That's dependent on my meeting later in the next week. Project 1 is they left. Project 1 is Corporation, where you play as a corgi in a corporate workforce. There's another project, and there's 2 other projects besides that going on. And the one I've been streaming is Project 4. And I am so very, very excited about it. To those of you who have gamed with me for a while, you will know just how much I love Dawngate. And Dawngate was the greatest game I have ever played. I'm trying to recreate that spirit.
I'm trying to remember Dawngate.
It was the one that League of Legends stole the aesthetic from.
Okay.
Yeah. I like how that's what you recognize too. So yeah, I'm really excited to be doing that. I'm looking for all sorts of places to grab like inspiration and whatnot. And I'm currently working on just the control setup. So that's what I've been working on my streams. As far as actual games I've been playing, I went back to League just to, again, get a feel for other MOBAs besides Dota. I'm going to be playing Strife at some point. I've been playing a little bit of Smite, not a whole lot, a little bit. And I picked up WildStar, because WoW came out and I had a craving for MMOs, and I am not really into WoW. It just never, it felt addicty to me. Like, they were just trying too hard to get you to keep playing. And, I mean, it works, but...
It definitely works. It's not like that's what their game model, their business model is based on.
Yep.
Or anything.
So I picked up WildStar because I wanted to play it for a long time beforehand when it was, showing and everything. And then it came out and I just simply didn't have the money to actually play it. And then it went free to play, and I just kind of glossed over that because I was, super hype about Crowfall, which I'm still super hype about Crowfall. So that's probably the next big MMO I'm going to end up playing. What else? That's pretty much it. As far as news goes, Doom just released their free update number 3. They're adjusting the map balancing so that you can play DLC maps a little more frequently. I think they said a 25% chance of loading up a DLC map. Hopefully soon the competitive circuit is going to be on way. I'm in a Discord chat for the competitive market of Doom, so I'm excited to be right up there in the forefront. So when that starts happening, listen for my voice and expect the shoutcasting.
I'm excited for that.
I'm very excited to be shoutcasting.
And what else you got? That it? Any more?
I recently... I picked up the Storm Giants pack for Roll20 for tabletop stuff.
Okay.
Haven't played it yet. I'm looking for a group. Well, I put up the LFG on Roll20, looking for a group and a GM. So, if anyone wants to get into tabletop games, let me know. Just send me a message here. I'm in the chat as Hurgleman. Just send me a DM, and I'll talk to you about that. And I started running Rise of the Rune Lords for some people, and I've been doing it to practice my vocals.
Your
and
vocals.
do more voices, broader vocalization, more techniques, etc. Voice acty things, because I'm going to need it, because I'm going to have to voice characters myself at some point.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to make a call on your friends who also have fancy microphones and live 5 minutes away from you and can do various accents.
And
We
speech
actually
impediments, apparently.
and speech impediments.
What?
That counts as an accent, right?
Mama said that I talk
It's
like
terrible thing.
a wonderful person.
You do talk like a wonderful person, James.
Thank you.
I'm not your mama, though. We're setting up a recording space for it too, so we're going to be doing our own recordings, our own Foley art and everything. So it's going to be kind of in-house. It's also going to be rentable, so anyone in Connecticut who wants to utilize a recording space, please hit me up as well. Pricing is going to be starting relatively low and probably increase at later times, just because we're going to learn how to price things properly, as opposed to being really bad at it. It's on a kind of first come first serve basis. I believe there is a YouTuber who I intend to work with already. If anyone happens to know Nintendo Fangirl, I believe she's going to be utilizing our recording space, and that's going to be pretty exciting because she's relatively popular. And yeah, that's it. That's the sum total of everything. I'm all set. I'm done.
Great.
The temptation to just hit end call was really high.
Good. Done. Nailed it. Bye-bye.
I'm all
okay. I'm out. Take the mic. Just drop it. He muted it now. I don't think he... So
I did
Keith,
that on purpose, actually.
Keith, what have you been up to?
This is going to sound very, very unimpressive compared to the Hurgleman over there. Last weekend I was under stress, and so I wanted to just play something that was mindless.
Okay.
So I played Peggle 2 on PS4.
Oh man, I love Peggle.
I love Peggle 2, and I decided to do. It seemed like I just kept getting trophies, so I was like, okay, so I'll do a trophy run and try and get all the trophies, and some of them are hard. So I did that, and then I got a game to review. I have not finished the review yet for psnation.com, but it's Dear Esther, which started out as a mod for Half-Life in like 2007, and it got popular and they kickstarted it or something, and then it went to PC. I haven't finished all my research for the review yet, but it's a walking simulator, and it was made by the Chinese Room before they made Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, and it is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture without the mystery or interaction or plot, and there's a child downstairs yelling, so that probably just went right through my microphone, and because I heard it in my headphones, I was like, shut up, and so I played it through once. It took probably about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, geez, So then I started playing it with commentary, because this is the Legendary Edition for PS4 that just came out on Tuesday. And in the commentary, the developers are like, yeah, there's no reason for that. It's just there, etc. And I was like, maybe that explains my reaction to the game and why I wrote in my notes, why did I just walk all that way to a dead end for no reason and find nothing and come back? It has all this narration that when you first start playing it, you're like, well, wow, this is really well delivered by this narrator guy, and it's very well written. It's very flowery and Britishy, and he has a British accent, and you're sort of like, well, okay, I must be around World War One or World War II. That's what I'm going to assume where I am. And then at some point in the game, you come across like a what looks like a computerized defibrillator, and I'm like, well, now when am I? What the hell is that?
What?
Why?
And so I got to the end, and I just sort of thought, well,
That was a thing.
that was the thing. Now I got to put a number score on a thing. That's exciting.
Yeah, from what I remember, when that came out, there wasn't really a whole lot of other games of that type. Because if memory serves, it started, again, you said it started out as the mod, and I think that's where it really took off and where it really got a lot of its acclaim was during that phase.
Right.
And that was predating pretty much everything of that type. There weren't really all that many games that were prominent and kind of that walking simulator. There wasn't anything like Everyone Gone to Rapture or anything of those other similar titles that I can't think of because I'm busy doing missions in WildStar.
Bastard. No, you're absolutely correct. It seems like, and I could be misspeaking here, but it seems like that was basically the first walking simulator. There may have been other ones, but that's pretty much
the first one of note.
Of note, yes, because the graphics were great and the music was engaging in the narration and all of that. But the other thing with the narration is, while you're playing this and wondering if you're supposed to be as bored as you are, he's rambling when you walk by. You're walking around these paths and you'll trigger another narration. And but you're so busy thinking, how long is this going to take me to finish, that you miss everything he says, and you're starting to go, what's happening? And I seem to remember reading that or hearing on other podcasts that people were like, well, he's reading letters from his wife that he's finding as he tries to figure out why she died. And I'm like, that wasn't my experience at all. Because it's a man who says, "Dear Esther." So he's definitely not reading a friggin' letter from his wife. He's writing them. Or is that not even him? Is he finding letters? By the way, in the game, you don't find any letters. So the narration is just, "Dear Esther, this happened in this," and flowery with a British accent. And
My dearest Esther, I am writing you today because it's a Sunday, and we've got a twite bit of chill in the air, and I worry about your health, because you happen to have the vapor sometimes.
Yeah, I still don't know what happened to Esther, and I don't know who I was or why what happened to me at the end happened. I'm not going to spoil it, because people will want to play it. I'm sure there's some out there, but there's something that happens, and I was like, exactly, huh? But it does remind me a lot of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture in certain ways, and it sort of tries. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture sort of uses a lot of what they learned from making Dear Esther, and it's like that was the hanger, and then Everybody's Gone to the Rapture was the suit that they sort of Everybody's Gone to the
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was the framework for them to learn how to make Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which I thought was a really awesome game. But it wasn't that. It started as a mod, because if you think of it as a game company that makes a game and then makes a sequel, or makes a game and makes another game, or does a game jam and comes up with this, and then decides to make Everybody's Gone to the Rapture based on Dear Esther in some way, artistically and gameplay wise, and but expand upon it, you wouldn't release Dear Esther as a game. You'd keep it in-house and look at it and say, how did this work and how did that work and what are we missing? And you wouldn't put it in front of people and say, here, wander around this island for 2.5 hours.
Or at the very least, you would go back and you would clean it up.
Well, they have gone back and cleaned it up, but it doesn't change the game play, in quotes, at all. It just makes it a little prettier, and the sound's better.
Well, not so much like the assets cleaned up, but I mean like the design of it clean up. Going back and like clipping off some of those dead ends that have no purpose. Just kind of making the thing flow a little better. Have it so that it's not, expanding the gaps between cerebral pieces where you're wondering what's going on. So that you have time to actually process things and go through it. Because it sounds like you would go through, you'd hit a letter, and then before it would be totally finished, like before your thoughts could really take the moment to reflect on them, it sounded like you were hit with another one.
Oh, no. I will tell you about that. I just cannot talk. It's Friday.
It's fine. No, it's good.
It's good. Don't worry about it.
Let me explain.
Better than what we usually do.
Let me explain. You go into an area and you're going across a bridge. When you hit the bridge, it triggers a letter.
Yep.
Now, the bridge is in an enclosed space with 4 other paths. Right? So I'm like, okay, well, I'll walk down all these paths and see what they trigger.
Right.
They didn't trigger anything. But I wasted 20 minutes doing it. And I could see the end of the path from where I was standing on the bridge. So actually, I gained absolutely nothing from that at all. And if they were to clip these things off, the game would be about 20 minutes long. So
let me ask Chris something here. Chris, as somebody who knows about level design in games, not everything. Are you is using this as kind of like a trope to trap somebody a good thing, or is it something where they're just being lazy or should we just look at it because it's a mod and they do the things?
This is a hard one to say because it did start out as a mod, and there may be some level of preservation by having some of this. But overall, you don't want to send players out to places without giving them something back. If they wanted to keep the dead ends, I would have probably looked into putting something at the dead ends that's new, or just clipping the dead ends off. I would honestly clip the dead ends off, but putting new things in there and expanding on what was already existing would also be a really good thing to do.
So having the dead ends is a bad thing. Now here's the question. Would you have kept if you were going to keep the dead ends, would you at least keep 1 or maybe 2 of those dead ends as red herrings? Because they could be just red herrings? Or do you always think there needs to be gratification as a gamer for exploring?
There needs to be some level of either threat or gratification, in my opinion.
Yeah, because if you go down a couple of those and you just stop going down them, and if there was something down one of them, like what you're saying about red herrings, if I go down 2 of those and there's absolutely nothing there, or 4 of them and there's nothing there, then I am disinclined to continue to
keep going
to investigate any little offshoots that may or may not occur.
Yeah, it's a method of building your railroad tighter and tighter. Instead of giving you any level of avenue of moving to the side or exploration, which is a major element in some of these walking sims, is the availability of exploration. There's not a whole lot of action gameplay, so you're not getting any of out of the gamer archetypes, these aren't engineered for the killer. They're not going to be going out hunting for anything. They're going to be for the explorer and the socializer, mostly.
Right. The controls are walk and zoom in your vision. That's it.
Yeah.
Not even pick up and rotate object?
No.
Nope.
Layers of fear it ain't.
Yeah. In that circumstance, I would think that if you wanted to run a red herring into this, since it is in the format of letters, getting to a point, triggering partway through the path, so that while you're going down the path, he starts talking again, and then timing it so that when you reach the very end of the path, he interrupts himself and says, no, and starts writing a new letter.
Or finding a new letter.
Or like finding a partially written letter, or like
A torso or anything of interest.
Literally anything of interest, anything that gives that differentiation. If you want to have a dead end like that, especially in a walking simulator, you want something that lets the player know that that's the end of that line, but also gives them a reason to go down there to begin with.
Right.
Because, I mean, if there's other interesting things throughout the game, you're not going to find them. It's just because you're not going to look for them. It'd be a waste of your time.
Because you've gotten red herringed. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing is, at the end of this game, I should say, right from the very beginning of the game, you are facing a very sort of a tall hill that has a beacon on it.
Mm-hmm.
So as a gamer, that's where I'm headed.
That's your weenie.
This whole game is me getting from here to that red flashing light up there. And so when all these red herrings start happening, you start to go, okay, now what's my path to that red light? Because I'm not wandering around these areas anymore. I want to get to the end of this and see if there's anything that is worthwhile.
I guess without asking you for a review or a score or anything like this, if you were playing this game and you didn't have to review it, would you have stopped? Would you have stopped playing it after a couple red herrings?
If you picked this up for personal.
Yeah, if you weren't reviewing this thing without, I mean, unless you think this will ruin your review and you don't want to give out that information, I completely understand.
No. If I had purchased this game, and I would have, because it was Chinese Room and I loved Everybody Has Gone to the Rapture so much, I gave it a 10.
Okay.
And because of its reputation as being a good game and a really interesting experience, I definitely would have gone ahead and bought it. And I would have had the same experience, but I would have wanted to get to the end because of its reputation. And because I know it's a short game. So okay. I know it's not going to take me 20 hours to get there. If that were the case, no, I would have deleted it from my hard drive right away and said, FTS, no thank you. But because I know it's a short game, I would have gone to the end anyway. I mean, I started a second play with commentary, hoping against hope that the commentary would explain why they did some of the things that they did and all of this. And instead, the frickin' guy was like, oh, yeah, that's not there for any reason. We just thought it looked funny. Or, this area is just, blah, blah, blah. It's just, our brain filled with diarrhea or some, and I was like, you're not helping your review here, dude, at all. Because, as I said, that was my impression, and I was hoping you were going to change my mind by giving me some great artistic, view into your work. And your work was, fuck it. We'll just leave that there. So.
Yeah, that is unfortunate that that's kind of the way they ended up going about it. Because you get other games like, especially, I think the best ones to utilize in this circumstance are the Telltale games. They're not quite a walking simulator, but they have a little bit more
depth.
A little bit more depth. They also have things placed there for unique and distinct reasons.
Right.
They don't really place anything that doesn't have a purpose. At the very least, it's covering up some level of flaw in the physical space.
And you're giving player agency.
Yes.
Which is
right.
Important.
That's the most important.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, because if you're sitting there, you're just watching a movie that you have to press an X button through.
Yeah, there's some level of need for things to be in there. And the weird thing about game design is that it gets better the more smooth it is, but in a way that also draws out of realism. Like, we know in real life, there are dead ends. There's dead ends all over the place. Things just generally aren't engineered with level design in mind, whereas in games, everything is kind of set up usually to provide players a loop. At the very least, if there's a dead end, it's a short little divot, usually. It's usually not a long pathway. Exceptions being maze games, but there's almost always loops.
But you know what you're getting yourself into if you're playing a maze game. It's not like...
Yeah, you're not disillusioned by it.
It's not like I'm playing my Call of Duty and then all of a sudden there's just nothing.
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah, exactly.
I ran into the enemy spawn, but the enemies aren't spawning here. How do I headshot this better?
So yeah, as far as
that was my experience with that. I mean, I'm fascinated to hear what else you have to say about that in game design, though, Chris.
Yeah. So it sounds like
I'll just take over your job, James. You can go home.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, you are home.
Let me just alt tab to this and okay, go ahead, guys. Let me know when I need to talk again.
It sounds like they succumbed to. In this case, they succumbed to just the sprucing up of visuals and not really much else besides that. It didn't sound like... I mean, visuals being, audio as well, anything that's being consumed, aside from the actual structure of the game. It didn't sound like they made any changes to the build itself.
Right. And I think... Unfortunately, that may be because the game was so successful in its time that perhaps it didn't occur to them that they needed to change anything for new players.
Yeah.
Who weren't around for Half-Life mods and, all the rest of that.
And that I think is the unfortunate element that's playing here, is just it just seems like a mod in a different engine from what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Still the same thing.
Yeah.
Much higher quality mod, but still a mod.
Yeah.
And this is why we have it around. So wait to find your review coming out in the near future on the website, which I have so lovingly posted on the screen for you.
Yay! psnation.com.
I just did psnation.com/author/son_of_Odie.
That's correct. That's me.
I know. I went directly to you. Don't worry about those other guys. Start with Keith.
That's me.
That's you. Actually, I wanted to, since we were talking about the subject of reviews, I wanted to talk a little bit about reviews. In a sense of this, as Tigwhippy, or the game won't play itself, or whatever way you want to call it, is starting to grow, and we are starting to show some presence on various other social media outlets, we're coming to the point now where we're actually thinking about reviewing games ourselves. We are a podcast. It's what we do. We should probably start doing these things. And one of the discussions I've been having with Will, and I'm going to drag that discussion into the podcast to you guys, is how we're planning on going about it. Because there's obviously the traditional metric of 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 for review purposes.
I think we should use lunch meats as our rating system.
Lunch meats?
Yep.
I was, and the kind of the champion, the process I was championing for is just the simple of get it
or don't,
rent it or don't. Just that, because I find a number system to be too, for me as somebody who looks at that, I don't know if I would want to put a number to it. I would rather do something. In the end, I would buy this game for its price, or buy it, wait for it to go on Steam sale, or don't buy it.
Yeah. I like that because that's a little more tangible to the people.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do numbers. Everybody does numbers.
So yeah, that's what I want to open it up to you guys and kind of at large have a discussion of what do you guys think of reviews? Obviously, Keith, you are somebody who does reviews, and has a numerical system either that you use or has been imposed on you. I'm not going to have you answer which of those is.
It was there when I got there.
It was there when you got there. Perfect.
But I didn't mind it.
You didn't mind it. Yeah. So there you go.
That's the way, that's how.
That's how they do the things.
System is, and so that's what it is.
And then Chris, as somebody who I will probably end up reviewing games with, and also has gaming experience and knowledge, as your Facebook picture post shows.
Oh man! Did I tell you that gaming experience story?
You told me. You messaged me while it was happening. I enjoyed that.
I was having a discussion about overall just gaming things. I'm not going to go into the specifics of it because it's not totally related to the show. But I said that I didn't know if there were people of a certain type within GTA. I didn't know specifics of GTA.
Right.
And this person went to me and said, "I would much prefer to speak to you on a. I would prefer to discuss this with you if you had a broader experience in gaming."
The internets.
Oh my god, it was so great. The individual in question, I discussed with a few times. We talked about a few games, mostly Overwatch and pretty much anything else that would be hugely marketed.
Right.
PlayStation games. Not saying that there's anything wrong with PlayStation games, but I promptly made an image of me wiping my tears away with 5 pages of my Steam library.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, when this was going on, Chris, you were messaging me while this was happening, and I'm just sitting there just going like,
so
I believe that the exact I am going to quote this because I do believe that this quote needs to be out there. I will, if I'm not going to quote it, I will paraphrase.
Mm-hmm.
But just the wording that was used here. Give me a second. I have to kind of back up a little bit. I have the picture too, which
yes, please link that.
I will link the picture. Let me see here. Let me see here. You did the podcast and that. I was told by this person, and I'm paraphrasing, I was told by this person that my gaming experiences weren't diverse enough. We were talking about a monotopic topic into gaming, and I wanted to do a view of the different topic and turn me down by and saying I was academically dishonest. At which point you then proceed to list your gaming credentials to me, which I happen to know very well because I believe at a previous employment opportunity where I hired you, we went over that exact thing. That was my second question in the interview.
Yeah, question 1 was if I knew something about hard drives. If I knew how to... I don't remember the exact thing. But
it was about RPMs and hard drives. I gave you a false positive question. You told me it was false, and then at that point, I just turned it into a normal conversation.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I couldn't help but like just sit there and go, "Is she fucking serious?" And I just looked. Is she serious? Okay. I mean...
Meanwhile, I do, live stream on, 4 people's channels?
Yep.
I have, 54 videos. I have 54 videos on my channel, my YouTube channel.
I believe, let me run down my gaming resume. Started at 2, opportunity to go pro in Halo 3, top 1,000 players in Dawngate, 500 plus games across multiple consoles, 15 years of conventions of gaming, a YouTuber, podcaster, reviewer. Yep, not anything worth mentioning. Oh, and a shoutcaster for Doom 2016.
There's one more in there that didn't get mentioned that I totally forgot about until I was scrolling down and I'm like, oh, that's another dead game. There was another MOBA that came out that I don't remember the name of off the top of my head, and I was the #1 player in that. And I was the reason why Gigantic changed their system for one character.
There's the thing.
Yeah.
So yes, obviously, reeling it back as to people who are looking to be doing reviews, and the fact that we get to kind of develop our own system.
We know what the hell we're talking about.
I'm not saying that I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm probably looking at it as somebody who's planning on reviewing games as a whole is just like, A, you're gonna get my opinion.
Yeah, that's what it is. We have it's just an opinion. If you don't like it, you're free to buy the game. We can't stop you. We're only going to give what we see. And if you don't think we have a diversity of gaming, there's my resume for you. I can't believe that happened. Like,
so,
oh my god, it's just so funny.
I know. Anything else? Because I know I've kind of run the gambit through here, and we've kind of had more of a discussion-based show than we have an actual, like, show. But it's been...
Yeah, we didn't stick to our formula because we don't have Will here, who actually knows the formula.
Will knows the formula.
He has the recipe, and he won't share it with anybody.
Well, he shares it with me.
He will.
He will. There's a document on Google Drive. I don't think I have it pulled up. I know Chris doesn't have it pulled up. I don't know if we shared it with you, Keith.
No.
But yeah, like he does a podcast flow and puts links on it. You should just be happy I was here like half an hour before we actually started the show.
It's hilarious because Will himself is more prepared than we are just in general, but we did the most preparation without him. We usually do. That probably has something
We
to say with
prepared.
the quality of work.
We did things. So I think before this devolves into anything further, or I start breaking out the brandy, I think we'll call it for the night.
I think so.
Okay.
We have to do a thing still, me and James. We have to do more inebriated gaming.
That's how we're gonna do our reviews, man. Right?
Yeah.
It took me
Why
4
not?
shots to get through.
That should be our system. How much alcohol we had to consume.
I blacked out at level 5.
I give this a 2 shots.
I give this boy, I was hungover in the morning.
I give this a light beer and a grilled cheese sandwich.
I give this a white girl wasted.
Oh my.
Oh my. I give
That's
this
a bad game. That's low rating.
I give this a wine spritzer and a sea breeze.
Oh no.
It's like, what does that even mean? Dude. Like, no game review has the same thing. I give this one a Molotov cocktail. That's not even a drink.
Basically the same review system as Conan.
Exactly. I give this a sex on the beach with a
Cowboy
strong
cocktail.
bourbon chaser.
I give this a screwdriver, but not the drink.
just a screwdriver. Phillips or flat blade?
It's
I was hammered, but not with alcohol, an actual hammer.
No, that's gonna be my LARP review.
That's your LARP review. I was hammered.
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up before we devolve into just
Yep.
half an hour. Of that.
So, you can find us here at Game Won't Play Itself. We have lots of media links and stuff. Obviously, if you're watching this, you probably already found us on one of our various social medias, so follow us on the rest of it. Mr. Keith Dunn-Fernández, where can we find you?
Keith Dunn
Fernandez. See, you're paying attention. I'm glad you noticed that.
My Twitter handle is at Keith P. Dunn. My well, and then I have another Twitter handle also. It's at xbone180. And then I have an address. I live at 7. No, I'm not going to give you that.
My social.
My phone number is 2. No, I'm not going to give you that either. On PSN, I am Son of Odie with it's SON_OF_OTTIE. And then on psnation.com, you can find me on there under Keith Dunn-Fernández or Son of Odie. Again, like that. And stuff and junk.
And Chris, where can we find you?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on the Twitters at Hurgleman. You can find me on the Facebook. Also, I made a page. It's not very pretty and has nothing on it. Also, Hurgleman. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Hurgleman. You can also find me on the YouTubes at youtube.com/TheHurgleman. That is The Hurgleman. And of course, you can also find my game company page on Facebook. Plague Doctor Entertainment. Spread it to your friends.
Very clever.
I made this years ago.
Okay. Is that it? I think that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Who was our guest again today?
I guess me?
Okay. Well, thank you, Spike, for coming along for this ride. Keith, I can't wait to see you next week in our podcast. The game won't play itself.
Well, somebody had to technically engineer this thing, so thanks for showing up, guys. It was a ton of fun. We'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Oh, I didn't do my thing. That's okay.
It's still rolling.
And I will see you in the next video.
Nailed it. I can like sit down and look and go, wow. It's not you. It's me.
It's me.
We need some time apart. I think we've been getting it happened so fast. You know, it was like we went from 0 to 60. And I really just need some time away from you. I need some